Hello, Ms. Bell's class. I'm taking a look at your Solving Systems Test Chapter 3. This is a quizzes, and these may be out of order. I think when you go online and do your quizzes, they'll be out of order. But hopefully this helps, and you can find these problems as you're going through and get some clarification on them through this video. Take a look at number 1. It says solve using substitution, and I split these because they're kind of jammed together. I don't know if that's going to be the way on your screen, but you have these two separate equations here. So I put them in. I rewrote them over here with the y variable substituted in there. So y equals negative 6x plus 5. So I put negative 6x plus 5 in here for y. And I ended up getting this problem started for you. So solve for x, and then go ahead and take that x value, plug it back into either one of these problems. I'd probably do this one. This one looks easier. And then solve for y. And so then you'll get that x and y, either a, b, c, or d. Number 2, and hopefully you're pausing this as you're working through these problems. Number 2, what is the solution to the system? So you have a line here, you have a line here. The solution is going to be where they intersect. So what is this point? Is it A, B, C, or D? Number 3, solve using elimination. And I've started it for you. These eliminate each other, so you're going to solve for y. Once you solve for y, plug that y value back into either one of these equations and work it out to solve for x. So you get the x value. And I believe once you solve for y, you should know the answer, because there's only one of these answers that has that answer for y. So you really don't have to go through and solve for x, because it's you could do process of elimination here, and you don't need to do that extra step. For number 4, what is the solution of a linear system? Once again, take a look at number 2. That was a linear system. What was the solution? Was it A, the slope of the line, B, the y-intercept, C, the point where the lines intersect, or D, the rise over run? Okay, number 2 should help you with number 4. For number 5, what would the first step in finding the solution using elimination? What would be the first step in these two equations? Once again, they're jammed together. I don't know if that's going to be like that on your screen. So here are the two separate ones. And what did I do? I wrote it out as if you were going to be using elimination. So notice that these two are eliminated. So which description, A, B, C, or D, is explaining that step right there for number 5? Is it A, you cannot solve this using elimination? B, add the equations to cancel out the 2x and the 3x. Number 2, or C, add the equations to cancel out the 2y and the negative 2y. Or D, change the slope-intercept form, change to slope-intercept form and graph. Okay, what would be the first step then? We did it right here, so got a big clue for you there. And number 6, we got a little Lawrence Fishburne here with the matrix. What is a matrix? Is a matrix A, an equation of over 5 numbers or symbols? B, a set of numbers in rows and columns? C, a method of finding the nth value in a series? Or D, a complicated number system? For number 7, in matrix R, it's pictured right here, what is the value of element R32? Remember, it goes row to column, so go to row 3, column 2. What number is that? Is it 8, 6, 9.01, or 1? For number 8, what are the dimensions of this matrix? Remember, it's row by column. Okay, so how many rows, and then times by column. Okay, A, B, C, or D. Number 9, all you're going to do is add these. So you're going to add each term with each term, a corresponding term that's in the next matrix. So you're going to have 4 plus 7. What is that? And that should give you the answer right there. You really don't need to do much more because there's only one answer with that correct in that position for A, B, C, or D. This one you're going to subtract. So your first one, 3 minus 0. And you have 3 choices. So you're going to have to go further. You know, negative 6 minus a negative 2. So really that negative 6 becomes plus 2. Negative 6 plus 2. And there's only one answer there. That's as far as you really need to go, and you'll get that answer for number 10. For number 11, use the calculator if you're at home. Use a matrix calculator online, Symbolab would do, and you could plug in these numbers. Now, what numbers to plug in? Boom, here, I got it all set up for you, okay? So this is going to be your top row, second row, third row. Enter those in, and then have it solve, and you'll get the 3 numbers. Remember on Symbolab, if you're using Symbolab, you got to kind of search for those 3 numbers because they give you a bunch of answers for a bunch of other pre-calculus, calculus stuff that you really don't need to know. So if you're using your graphing calculator, you'll get there with these numbers. For number 12, we're going to multiply, so we're just going to take negative 5 times negative 5. And there's only one answer that gives you the right answer, and that's about as far as you need to go. And you'll know A, B, C, or D right there. Number 13, these are tiny. I think they're bigger on your screen, but you got to get the correct representation, A, B, C, or D, of this, okay? So you're going to have, 4x plus 3y equals 23. It's there somewhere. That's as far as you really need to go because that gives you the answer, okay? So that's the system that corresponds to the augmented matrix. And then you're going to go backwards. You're given this. And so on the top line, you're going to have 5, negative 2, and 18. There's only one answer that has that. So write the augmented matrix that corresponds to the system. So you have a system, and now we have augmented matrix. Number 15, this one involves a calculator or Symbolab on your computer if you're at home. Once again, the numbers that you're going to enter are right here. You're going to have a negative 1, a positive 2, negative 8. Then you have a negative 4, 3, and a negative 12. Okay, this is a 2 by 3. So when you're doing this on your calculator, you're doing the 2 by 3. You're selecting that 2 by 3 matrix. Number 16, solve the system of inequalities by graphing. And you really don't have to look at, you really just have to look at the first one. We want to find one that has a dotted line and it starts at the slope-intercept of 3. Okay, now that narrows them down. There's only 2 of them that I see that have a dotted line with a slope-intercept of 3, the y-intercept of 3. Remember, this is the y-intercept back here. And then you have a negative slope, so it's going down 1 over 1. Now that should be enough to give you the answer. There's only one line, dotted line, that gives you a y-intercept of positive 3, and then it's going down from there. Going down 1 over 1. Okay. And then you'll see everything else falls into place. The y is shaded less than that, and then the other line has starts at negative 1 for the y-intercept, and it's going up 1 over 1, and it's shaded above that line. Everything else falls into place with that one that you choose. And the last one, 17. Which ordered pairs is a solution to the given system. So you got to find these, and you want to find the point that is in the darker shaded area, okay? And there's only one that's in the actual darker shaded area over here, okay? So it's going to be either A, B, C, or D. Some of the other ones end up like in this shaded area or this shaded area. It has to be in both the darker shaded area, okay? All right. So good luck with this test. Hopefully that helped you out and you got a great grade.